Hey Tanya, it's Alana from Grand Prairie Hyundai. Just wanted to send you a video of the 2020 Hyundai Palisade, the luxury edition, the one that you were inquiring on. So I'll show you the keys first. So it is a 3.5 liter V6. You've got your keyless remote entry, your push button start, your lock, unlock. You've got remote start built into the key as well as an activated lift gate, and then your emergency button here. So you've got the 20-inch rims on the vehicle. I'll just pop inside here for you as well. So when you get in the vehicle, very first thing is, as long as you have the keys in the car, you are going to be able to start the vehicle. So you're just going to activate your push button start here, which is going to turn the engine on in the vehicle and just start up everything for you. So Bluetooth cruise control, that is always standard on the vehicle. As well, you do get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. All you have to do is plug in your iPhone or your Android into the vehicle with your USB port, which is just right down here, and your Apple CarPlay or your Android Auto display will actually screen and display right onto the screen in the media section here. So a couple of things in the vehicle. So we've got a 4.5-inch interior display just up by the driver's side here. You've got your kilometers, you've got your average fuel economy, your range, and then as well with the vehicle you do get adaptive cruise control, which is just this button right here. So if you are on cruise control at any time, you can change the lengths between you and another vehicle. As long as you're on cruise control and on the highway, you're able to do that as well. So a couple different things that I'll show you down here as well. You've got your parking brake, you've got your lift gate. Lane keep assist is right here, which will also keep you between the lines of the lane, just as long as they're visible. Your traction control and as well your proximity buttons are just right over here. You also, really nice feature about this vehicle is that you get memory seating for 2 people. So whether it's you or someone else driving the car, you can set it to a primary and secondary driver, which will change your seating, it'll change your mirrors, all for you. And then of course you've got just your automatic lighting on the sides, your windshield wipers, and then I'm just going to move into the side of the vehicle, which is probably the coolest part to me, is your menu screen. So the nice thing about the menu screen is that you do have buttons to control it, however you also do have a touch screen. So your buttons are actually just in this row, just right underneath, whereas your touch screen is right up front. It's a 12-inch digital display. So it's absolutely huge, really updated, very high tech. So I'll show you a couple things as well here. So you've got your volume, your tuning, you've got your maps and navigation. So it's will project your map on a 12-inch screen, which is fantastic to be able to use. Your navigation is going to let you create addresses, look for restaurants and gas stations, look for different route options in the vehicle. Then you can go to radio if you prefer. So you can set your radio channels. You can use your Sirius XM if you'd like.
We want you to see them.
And you've got a really nice updated sound system. A couple other things here. If you go down to media will actually allow you to use your Bluetooth, your Bluetooth, your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, as long as your phone is plugged in. And then you've got your different buttons here just for seeking and tracking. And then, of course, you can create a customized button option here. So it's really cool. So you can customize your entire display up here, actually. For Blue Link, you can do home audio, driver talk. You can really show that right on your display. I'll show you that in just a second, though. And then your setup also is in conjunction with your personalized driver display. So you can use your navigation, your sound, your display, your Bluetooth, your vehicle, connection devices as well. So I'll just go to display as an example here. So you can have like an automatic mode that's going to adjust the amount of light that is coming in through all of your technology and your digital display, your illumination, and if you needed to reset that, you can do that as well. I'm going to pop over to vehicle here for a second because I really like this feature. So you can change your drive mode and terrains, which you can do manually through a button, which I'll show you in a second. You can change your climate of not only the front, but you can actually change the rear climate controls as well. Just in case you have people in the back and do want to adjust it, you can do all of that through here, which is unbelievable. It's super cool and interactive. And then the last thing that I love to show people is the third seating change position. So we're gonna go to your third seat. Right now they are folded down. All you have to do is press unfold, and I'll just swipe to the back here. Your third seat is now actually coming up, and you don't even have to go to the back to adjust it. And you can do the exact same thing by folding them down if you'd like as well. So it's really, really cool, very neat option. You don't have to even go back there, which is great. So I'll move down here a little bit just so that you're able to see a bit better what I'm talking about with the manual buttons. So you've got your dual heating and cooling controls in the vehicle, so I can control my side and the passenger can control theirs. You've got your front and your rear defrost. You can circulate the temperature of the vehicle, and then this is just your fan speed and then your position. So it's all digitally set for you. So it's all going to be able to be set the way that you want it to be, and it's projected there too. Notice that you don't actually have a shift knob. Instead, you do have a couple different controls just all down here. So I'm actually going to show you the reverse camera, which will display up here. So when you pop your vehicle in reverse, you're going to have two different camera angles. You have two different camera angles to show. Or you can like change the different camera angles depending on like what you personally prefer, but you can always have two displayed for you at all times, which is awesome to have. Auto hold is something that I personally like to use quite a bit. What you can do with, as long as your auto hold button is on, let's say you're driving up to a stop sign and you brake to stop. Once you're braked, you can actually take your foot off of the brake, and it will hold you in a braked position until you accelerate again. So you can take your foot off completely. It's a really cool feature. It takes a little while to get used to, but I love it and I use it all the time. Then of course you've got your proximity controls. You've got your rear view cameras. And then you also do have an auto start. So if you're stopped at a stoplight and it notices that you've been stopped for like a period of time, it'll actually turn your engine off just to save you a little bit of gas. It's a very fuel efficient and economical large SUV, just because of the engine and the transmission. And then the great part about this is that you do have heated seats and you've got cooled seats, and there are 3 different settings that you can go onto, and a heated steering wheel, which is fantastic to have in the winter time. So your driver and your passenger have those. The cool thing is that your passengers in the second row actually have heated seats themselves. So they've got a ton of features even back there. They've got USB charging. In the console here, you also do have another USB port, and you've got a 12-volt battery as well too. So you've got 2 different options there. You've got USB charging just in your center console here, and you can actually, if you need a bit more storage, you can push these in, which is fantastic to be able to use, and it does come with a security pouch as well too. So that's all preset for you there. And for us women, of course, we need somewhere to put our purse. So right down below is actually a really spacious area. You can put really anything you want down there, but having an area and a space for a purse that isn't the passenger seat is really handy. One other thing that this one will have that I think is really kind of neat, obviously when you go back to your home menu, you can actually preset your 3 different displays. So if you wanted to edit your widgets, I'm just going to go to this here. Let's say I don't want to know the weather, but I would like to know more information about how I'm driving. You just hold, You just hold and drag to replace, and now you're going to see your driving info, your radio, and your media. One other really neat thing that I would love to use personally is driver talk. This is something that's unique to the Palisades, hasn't been used yet. I'm going to replace my radio and media with driver talk. So I'm going to go back to my menu here, back to my home screen. And you see that widgets have changed, so I'm able to see kind of my driving distance, my maps, and everything. But the cool part about driver talk is that obviously when you've got a vehicle that has 3 different rows, the driver is going to have a hard time communicating with anyone in the back in case you do have the kids in the back or other people in the back. So all you have to do is press talk now. I'll do that in just a second. And this right up here, this is actually a microphone that is going to allow your driver and your passenger to communicate with the people in the back so that they can hear you better. So I'm just going to try this here. You might not be able to hear it, but it will work. Can you hear me back there? So I'm not sure if you were able to hear it, but it does project a microphone just to the back row, just so that they're able to hear kind of any projection that you're wanting to make for it. Just to give them a little bit of a better idea of anything that you're saying, just so that you can communicate a little bit better. So it's a really, really great feature, and it definitely is used by a lot of parents. A couple other things that this vehicle has is features for the people in the back. It's got 14 different cup holders within the vehicle, tons of rear passenger space, tons of cargo space as well too. It's really, really well equipped for pretty much any type of driving, whether it be city or highway. So you've got a lot of potential with this vehicle. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to make sure that I send you more information, a brochure, a little bit of pricing information from my manager, just so that you have that on hand. And then if you have any questions, feel free to give me a shout, 204-619-2088.